Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I need to tell you this story. I was blessed with a memory that I had completely not given any attention to, forgotten about. I was talking to somebody who's really into lighthouses, and immediately I remembered the time that I had looked at a house that had been a lighthouse, and I was going to purchase it for me and my family. We had been in Savannah, Georgia, not that long, but we found this house out in Richmond Hill, and it was amazing. The ocean on the front side, the river on the back side. There's a large lot of land. There was a big yard, a garden, and a pool. It was amazing. Plenty of room for exploration, plenty of room for relaxation, and you could see the ocean for miles. It was amazing. The lantern room was going to be my room for writing, and I was like, this is just perfect. But when we'd all gone in the house with my mom and my kids, and the kids were excited, and I was excited, and my mom was excited, and she said, you go ahead and buy this house. But all the bedrooms were upstairs. And at that point in my mother's journey, she really wasn't able to make it up steps easily. And I said, well, Mom, I can convert one of these rooms here to a bedroom. That's all right. I can convert this room over here into a bedroom. The dining room can be turned into a bedroom. She said, no, you don't want to do that. And there were rooms downstairs that could have been converted into a bedroom, but they didn't have access to outside. I said, maybe I could put access to outside. And they were like, no, you can't really do that because then you're on the lower level in the flood zone and you can't really do that. And I was like, oh, okay. So we left the house and the price was amazing and the house was amazing. I left the house and I said, well, we just won't get it. And my mother said, no, you have to get that house. I'm not doing great and I won't be around long. And I looked at her and I said, Mom, I don't care if you're just here for 2 more weeks. We're going to get what's comfortable and right for all of us. She started crying. I started crying. And I looked back at that house and I said, I love this house. And I was just grateful to have been able to see that it existed, that it was beautiful, it had wonderful murals inside. So that's enough. Fast forward, my mother died not long after that. I knew I had MS, but I was in denial and doing fine and over-exercising and probably injuring and re-injuring some things that I shouldn't. But I wouldn't have been able to make it up those steps, not on a regular basis, and I surely wouldn't have been able to go around that spiral staircase into that lantern room. Sometimes the decision you're making to help someone else is really the decision you're making to help yourself. And we're in a time right now that requires all of us to step up and help somebody else. Whatever we have or think we don't have is way more than somebody else could ever dream of. In helping my mother, I wasn't really helping my mother. I was helping myself. I was helping myself to a mother who could still take care of herself and move about and laugh and give us laughter up until the day she died. I was helping myself to be present with her in her joy, in her light. Not all of us will be called to those moments, but those of us who are can be a lighthouse, not just to somebody else, but also to ourselves. I love you.